Super dope. Hey, what's up? It's been some time. This actually isn't even the most recent manga review that you're about to hear. This is something that Raysean and Hayden and I did back around August 20th when this chapter 96 came out. It just never made its way to the public feed because I've been stupid busy. I'm not going to bore you with details on why, but I figured I would just preface it with this is last month's chapter. We're getting together this weekend, a few of us, to do a review for chapter 97 that just came out on September 20th. So that's good news. You could have had this episode if you were on the Patreon. You could have had it last month. A few people reached out. They're like, hey, how you doing? Where's the stuff? And I'm like, sorry, dude. I don't know. Real life is getting the better of me right now. But you could have had it if you supported us on Patreon. Big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Roberto, who reached out. David Cheers also reached out. Dallas, Victor, Marcus, my brother Reese, who is in my thoughts at the moment. I know Reese is going through it as well. And my brother LBJ, Dan Rivera, little baby Jaren. And then returning to the Patreon this month, our friend Mo. Yo, what up, Mo? Thank you guys for supporting the show, even when things aren't as active on the public feed. I do love you guys. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. One, a bit of a disclaimer. This episode you're gonna hear is 100% unedited. Okay. I didn't even try to cut it down. I don't know. I'm not happy with how this episode came out from a technical perspective, audio wise. It is what it is. But I also, there's a rant. Okay. There's a rant on this one about Gear 5 Luffy. And I'm just going to leave it as is, even though I remember I got very fucking aggravated about it. It is what it is. I don't fucking really care. Honestly, it's not even about Luffy. Honestly, it's more about delusional One Piece fans in some instances. By the way, One Piece, what the fuck's that called? Netflix? There you go. One Piece on Netflix. Heard it was awesome. Proud for you guys. Another dub. Hooray, hurrah. But yeah, just be warned, the Gear 5 Luffy thing is something that I don't really care about that much, but in the moment, you guys know I can get real honest and passionate and piss the fuck off. And then lastly, we're going to save this one. I'm going to talk to Raysean, I think later tonight or tomorrow. We're going to save this one, but the big Dragon Ball news right now, they're going to be doing some kind of announcement for something at New York Comic Con. I think it's October 12th. So just a few short weeks away, probably 3-ish weeks away. It does talk about for the manga and anime. Okay. It's like, it's a Dragon Ball Super proper announcement. Who knows if it's going to be a new series. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a video game, though it wouldn't shock me if it was something about Budokai Tenkaichi 4. But just, I'm aware of that news and plan to talk about it this weekend with Raysean and whoever else might be around. So all that said, appreciate everyone reaching out and asking what the fuck I've been. Good to know I missed. Yeah, enjoy this unedited manga review of chapter 96 for Dragon Ball Super with myself, Raysean from the RGAP podcast, and Hayden from Dokkan Wen. Also, Advice is back after a short break with Advice. New Advice just dropped this morning. Here we go. Okay, I'm done. Here's the episode. Goodbye. Super dope. Goodbye. Welcome into Dragon Ball Super Dope. My name is Kyle. Thank you for checking this out. We are doing the manga chapter review for the month because what the fuck else are we going to do? Chapter 96, Saiyamen on the scene. I'm joined today by my brother Raysean. Ray, how you doing, my friend?
I am doing all right, my man. Just another day in the hood.
In the hood. All right, cool. And I'm also joined by my friend Hayden from the Dokkan Wen podcast. Hayden, how you doing, dude?
I am good. I'm tired. It's been a hot, long day.
Oh, it's a hot one. Like Saiyamen, just from the left, son. Don't make me sing Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana's smash hit Smooth off the 1998 multi-platinum album Supernatural, because I'll fucking do it every time. Okay. I imagine this is going to be a pretty straightforward, quick to the point episode. The reason I wanted more than just me is because I don't have a ton to say about this, but Hayden, it's probably been like 5 or 6 months since we've had you on. Raysean, I talk to you pretty much every other day. I just wanted to get a couple other people's thoughts, input, collective criticism of what we're watching or reading in chapter 96 of this Dragon Ball Super Manga and the superhero retelling to this point. Hayden, why don't you start, man? Because we haven't heard from you in a bit.
Just talking the chat. I like the chapter. It has some of my favorite stuffs coming from the moments of superhero. That made me. I didn't realize. I hadn't read not this previous one, like 95 or 96. So I read that today, and so I didn't realize it was getting built up to that point specifically. So some of the stuff that happens were some of my favorite things that from the movie, and then one of my other favorite things was the end of the chapter. I really liked the final 2 or 3 panels of that.
Yeah. I think it was all right. So to this point though, put this chapter aside or take it into the consideration of the collective retelling of the movie. Have you enjoyed this retelling of the movie and the manga? How do you feel about it?
I've enjoyed it, honestly. I didn't think I would, just because it's a retelling of something we've already seen, and I'm not a big fan of the rehash. I can go watch it, spend 2 hours, know everything that's going to happen in this thing. Take Super. I don't watch the first 2 sagas because I can watch the movies, and I skip the first 30-ish episodes or so. But I'm enjoying the manga chapters a lot more than I actually thought I would.
Yeah. Part of me is really bitter and upset and annoyed and aggravated that they've essentially taken a year off from making new Dragon Ball content for the sake of letting Akira Toriyama make a Sandland movie and a video game too, for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did enjoy this chapter today for the most part, just because some of the ancillary build out additional details on some stuff on some side characters. Raysean, what'd you think, dude?
I thought the chapter was pretty decent. I like the little extra stuff they add in to okay, what were they doing before they got to the fight type of shit. I like the whole Bulma, Goten, and Trunks little thing. What you were talking about a little earlier about manga authors and everything, you need to let them be able to do their own thing. I mean, they literally are falling apart every day. I think the author of the Black Clover, he literally had to move his stuff to coming out for every four times a year based on seasonal because he couldn't do the weekly manga anymore.
Yeah, it's brutal.
This shit can get to you, especially if you don't get no breaks or anything.
You're not wrong, dude, but I think what's maddening about this is that it's not a weekly manga anymore. If this was a weekly manga that Akira Toriyama in his fucking 70s was still trying to do week to week, I would give them the benefit of yeah, dude, take a year off, rest. But it's once a month. He is the story director and does corrections at most, and Toyotaro does all the heavy lifting, and it's still just once a month. I don't know. It's just it's frustrating to me that
could be a lot though. Think about it. If you thought you had planned all this shit out before, you supposed to be in your retirement years. Now they asking you every moment, oh, what Goku doing now? What he doing this? And you'd be like, damn, can I get a break? I gave y'all motherfucker to come in there and do some shit, and y'all still asking me questions. Damn.
I did say it a few weeks back or a few episodes back, which at this point on the Super Dope feed would have been 3 or 4 fucking months ago. But he's been doing Dragon Ball again since 2013. It's been 10 years. He went from 1984 to 1995 doing the Dragon Ball manga and then was like, hey, I'm all set with this shit. We're coming up on around the same passage of time, 10, 11 years. Maybe he's bored, but I think that they know that they can't kill the gravy train that is Super Manga or whatever. So they were just like, yeah, we'll just retell the story in the manga for the first time. Because they kind of do it with Arrival of F and fucking Battle of Gods, right? But they didn't do it with Broly. It would have made all the sense in the world to do it with Broly, I thought. But they didn't. They just gave us the one page and kept on going. And I thought that they were not going to do this again, but they did. And I get it for the sake of taking a break, but it's not like the dude's making 52 chapters a year anymore. It's fucking 12 and he doesn't even make them.
And that's probably why he's like, I don't understand why y'all need me to create the next art. Y'all should be able to just do the shit. Y'all already got my name. This man can't even shit without them asking about Dragon Ball. It's like, damn.
Damn, Toriyama, you taking another shit? Well, what's Goku and Vegeta up to today while you do that?
Why did we even hire that motherfucker?
I mean, to be fair, I don't think Toritaro shouldn't be the dude. I mean, he's got a lot of clout being the handpicked successor and being the guy who, one of the first dudes who really drew out Dragon Ball AF into its own little mini series. But
I just found out that the other day. I didn't realize he was the one that actually did the AF stuff. I found that actually kind of cool. It's a fun little. I did not know that.
So like he wasn't the dude who made the original like fan art that circled around of like white-haired Super Saiyan 5 Goku and all that, but he saw that art and was like, wait a minute, what is this? And then just made his own series based off of that because he knew that it had popularity. And I mean, we wouldn't have called it like the memosphere back then. We probably shouldn't call it that now, but we
that probably has its own type of pressure by itself.
For this chapter, I kind of appreciated a couple things about it. One, they weren't afraid to do a couple of fun extra, like little, I don't want to call them side characters because they're not, but Bulma, Goten, Trunks, Krillin, 18. Cool little moments with them, getting ready to go to the fight, just kind of like filling in some of the details that they don't really show in the movie. It's like all of a sudden everybody shows up in a fucking plane. How did this happen? Well, we've had like bits and pieces of them coming together to show up to the fight together over the last few chapters, which is cool. But I also liked, I felt like Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 becoming like, not becoming good guys, but like everybody coming to the understanding that the Red Ribbon Army are pieces of shit and they'll shoot guns at kids and like everyone coming to like agreement on that. I feel like it was done much better in the manga than it was in the movie. Yeah. That was a cool. It makes me sad that one of those androids is gonna die in like the next chapter probably because I think that they look cool, dude. Toyotaro draws them very well. I love seeing this movie in the manga medium because I did not enjoy it visually on the screen. You guys have any feelings on seeing it on the page versus seeing it in that 3D animation we got?
That's an interesting topic that you bring that up. I think I do like the manga a little bit better. I think some scenes are added on, but I feel like the manga also has added in little different scenes and stuff that makes it just feel better anyway. The animation itself is like I don't. The funny thing is, I have not seen another movie like Japanese anime movie like that. So I don't know what I guess the test failed or something.
Oh, I don't know if it failed, dude, but they've been doing them for some big time franchises over the last 5 years or so. I remember the first one being a Lupin the Third movie done in that exact 3D-ish kind of style CGI animation that they used for superhero. So it was only a matter of time before Dragon Ball did it, and they did it. I don't think it was a success. I think a lot of people were either completely turned off by that or they didn't care. Nobody, I don't think, loved it and prefers that medium to have that be the way in which it's delivered anymore. Like, I don't know. Is that you? Did you love it like that? Yeah.
I like the whole of the animation style of superhero. I absolutely love.
Why?
Just because I love the fluidity of it. Like Broly had the moments that were similar to it that were like some of the best things in the movie, and I love those scenes. And Superhero did it very well. I feel it had been a more action-packed movie than it actually was. Let's say if it was Broly movie made like that. I like the animation of Broly. I would have liked it a lot more because of all the stuff I feel like they could do. I love the whole fluidity of it, honestly.
I mean, it definitely does translate well in action scenes, but I don't know. The thing I hated about it was you can tell where the time and attention went to, and in some of the fight scenes, they look amazing, and that's great. But anytime they caught away to Goku and Vegeta training on that planet, those character models are so fucking janky and dumb looking and just weirdly proportioned at certain points. I'm like, why? Why are we doing this to my boys? What were you going to say, Ray?
I would say I don't really have a big like opinion on like animation wise or anything because I think at the end of the day I just like having Dragon Ball content come to us. So if it looks crappy, it looks crappy. You know what I mean?
That's the classy answer. Raysean is like the diplomat today. That was good. You're right. I'm in favor of, more content over no content. But I don't know, dude. I think that Broly movie was the most beautiful Dragon Ball movie ever animated by like leaps and fucking bounds, like by a bunch. And Superhero was just such a step back for me. I hated it.
I feel like the fighting in the Broly movie was probably the top tier we have seen. But I also like some of the moments you get with like the what would you call it? Slice of life moments in Dragon Ball with the 3D animation. I feel like that brought that better.
A little bit. I mean, this movie does have smaller stakes, we'll say. I mean, it does eventually blow up to be Cell Max. Oh my god, it's a giant cell. We're all in super danger. But like the movie does have very low stakes, and we are kind of getting to that point in the movie now. The thing I liked about this chapter is that it wasn't afraid to pick up the fucking pace a little bit. The last couple of chapters have covered literally. Me and Raysean talked about it on the last episode. I forgot what it was. It was like 8 and 10 minutes per chapter or something like that. Maybe not even 4 and 6 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I remember what you were saying.
They covered a good chunk of the movie today. They finish up the battle. Everyone's cool. They shoot at Pan, and now the Gammas are on our side. They have the little fucking Dr. Hito versus Magenta thing. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
Magenta, yeah.
With the silver bullet skin and like that cool, funny little exchange. And then Cell Max is out. Dude, Toritaro drew the fuck out of Cell Max in that splash page.
I love that.
You can see his molars and shit, and his head is humongous. That was crazy. That's so good looking.
I had one of my buddies that actually showed me the manga, like showed me the scene of that. And the next scene afterwards, whenever he's like peering his head over, was that he saw Attack on Titan, and now I just see it like the beginning of it where the Colossal Titan peeks over. Yeah. And so now I'm just seeing Cell Max as Colossal Titan.
Hey, it's funny that you say that, man, because last night I told you guys I just had to like readjust my mic, get it back set up because I brought it to go do a podcast last night with a few of us. We officially started the Attack on Titan Super Dope podcast rewatch thing that's going to be on Patreon. We did the first 2 episodes in 1 episode last night. We finished up Death Note a couple months back, so we're looking for more animes to do. And the next one we decided was Attack on Titan. So it's me and Feds and Amber. I think our friend Sam is gonna be doing it with us too. We'll see if she keeps showing up. I'm not sure, but that'll be on Patreon soon. So if you ever want to do Attack on Titan watch-alongs, that'll be available on Patreon soon. But you brought up that visual of the Titans like peeking over the wall, and I was like, that's exactly what I thought of because it's fresh in my mind. I just watched it for the first time last night. Those fucking Titans are scary, dude.
Oh yeah, they are.
Good, scary good, and like. Yeah, I'm enjoying the shit out of it. We watched the first 2. I have a ton of questions. I don't really know anything about it. My friend Feds just finished the first season like last week, so he's still going to continue to watch through it. But the rest of us are only going to watch it for these podcasts. And an interesting way to go through for me. But yeah, Cell Max, Titan, same energy. Good call. Raysean.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you watched Attack on Titan?
Yes, I've watched Attack on Titans.
Oh. Okay. Just asking. Jeez. So the only other thing that they kind of changed up in the movie. Listen, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I don't have much to say about this dumbass chapter. I'm fucking paddling. I'm doggy paddling right now. Give me a break.
It was a very comedic chapter along with all the seriousness of it because I like the Dr. Hito and Magenta little like thing they have. Is like, I have this. Guess what? I do too. Goes to take. I like he just pulls a random coat rack out of nowhere. Can I shoot you now, please? Hold on. I don't want to mess up my suit. Hold on. All right. Now I'm stronger. I'm gonna kick your butt. I was cackling at work at that. My buddy, everyone I work with thought I was insane because I was laughing.
In the movie, that moment hits me hard too. He busts out that coat rack, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Hold on a minute.
Didn't the whole scene of him shooting like the scientist Hito, wasn't that changed? It seemed like that was like done differently. Because I don't remember him doing that when they were like they were in the roller coaster thing they were in.
I kind of remember that in the movie. Yeah, them going down like the tracks or the train or whatever to get to the place where Cell Max is.
I remember him doing like rolling or something. I just felt like it was different or something.
I haven't watched the full movie in a minute. Although I think
Same.
it just got dropped on Crunchyroll or is about to get dropped on Crunchyroll. I could be wrong. I saw something
But
about it the other day.
one thing I did like the animation better was the scene where he finally turned into Orange Piccolo and he like punches the shit out of Gamma 1 or 2. It looked so much better in the movie than it did in the manga.
It's scarier in the movie. Because
like he literally
sure.
knocked his ass into like another movie.
He looked like a roach after he got hit both times, and I was laughing both times.
I don't know, man. The whole idea of Orange Piccolo, like, I'm in favor of the band getting a power up and being relevant. Piccolo's one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters, probably top 5 characters, but like they make the joke in the chapter and in the movie. It's like, oh wow, you powered up like a Super Saiyan would, huh? What are you gonna call it? He's like, I'm orange, huh? Orange Piccolo. Like, and they're like, oh, okay. I think it's such a stupid fucking name.
I think it goes with like, I mean, they was like, what's your name after he absorbed Kami? I'm Piccolo. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't
Kamikolo. You're right though. That is a good point.
Kamikolo. I've always wanted to call him Kamikolo just because it works.
I think the other thing that I think is interesting about this chapter, and it kind of has me excited for next month a little bit, we'll see, but we've talked about it since they did the prequel stuff with the Great Saiyamen and Clean God and all that shit. I was like, oh, maybe the boys forget their watches on the way to their fight, and that's why they don't transform in the movie, because they forgot their watches. They brought their fucking watches. They transformed. Now my question is, are they going to do a bad fusion while transformed in their Saiyaman X costumes so we get a fat, great Saiyaman X? I want to see that happen. I don't think I'm that lucky, but it'd be cool if it happened.
I think Max is probably going to beat them and out of their like suits or something. It's probably going to destroy their suits. Then it's probably going to kind of go back to the movie type of shit. But I did like that, having that whole scene there, and I like having Pan clap, like she really enjoyed that. It's the whole different take on it when Gohan was doing it. It seemed like nobody fucked with it.
My favorite bit in this chapter, and I didn't realize what it was the first time it happened, but the second and third time, I was like, this is so fucking funny, is Gohan after they power down before they find Cell Max, and Goten gets off the plane, and Gohan is making the stupidest fucking face, and his eyes are like half closed. I'm like, what's up with Gohan? Is he having a stroke? He's like, Goten, that's your voice, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, no shit, it's your brother, idiot. What are you talking about? And then later on, like, he sees Krillin and he's like, Krillin, is that you? I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see anything. My eyes are terrible. I'm like, that is so fucking funny. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's a combination of the faces he makes and just like being completely unfamiliar with everybody he's grown up with his entire life.
Have you ever seen Dr. Stone?
No.
There's a character named Suika that basically does that. She wears a melon on her head to bad eyesight, and she has to like do a super. You need to look it up, like just Suika without mask, and because she's adorable little kid that makes the ugliest face like the Gohan thing. I saw it. I'm not even kidding.
That's awesome.
If I can find it, I will show it.
Hell yeah, pull it up. Ray, what do you think, dude?
No, I think that's so interesting because you have Piccolo point out, like in the movie and in the manga, like, so your eyesight gets better when you fucking transform, and it gets worse when you come back, which is hilarious because no other Saiyan has that problem of bad eyesight. So I wonder why he has bad eyesight.
All them books he's reading, he's a fucking nerd, probably.
Maybe that too. I guess none of them are really like paying attention to books and shit like that.
Oh shit. Okay, I can see what you're saying, Hayden.
Yeah, this is her normal.
Suika?
And that's her after she takes off her thing because she has the like world's worst eyesight. That's all I was thinking of the whole time. That's the whole thing I was thinking of was like this face right here.
Yeah. No, I could see that with Gohan.
Yeah, that's using every muscle in your face trying to say something.
I know. I feel so bad for her.
Straining. Yeah, so I hope we get to see a botched fusion of the Great Saiyaman X next chapter. That'd be cool as fuck. But also, more importantly, I don't know. They moved through this chapter at a pretty good pace today. They covered a good chunk of the movie. If they wanted to do that again next month and finish this, they could. If they wanted, I don't think they will, though. I think, unfortunately, best case scenario, we'll get a September chapter, we'll get an October chapter, and maybe in November we'll start a new arc. Hopefully. I'm so tired of this, man. I miss Dragon Ball. Like, I realize we're still getting a new chapter, but I miss the ongoing story.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I can't wait to see, especially some Black Frieza shit. I just want to see what's going on with that.
Yep.
Right now, I'm thinking 2 chapters if we're going with the same length of how much we covered in this last chapter. Maybe 2 more, because you're still gonna have to do like some other stuff that's coming up. I don't want to spoil, but
No, we'll spoil it. I actually, I'm kind of thinking about it in my head right now. So, what do they have left to do, right? So the fight against Cellmax, what is it? Gamma 2 dies, right?
Yeah.
And then
don't like
Gohan
Piccolo almost die or something.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what, dude? This really might go through the end of the year. Like, I'm sure they'll try to drag it out to have like the Gamma sacrifice, the Piccolo quote unquote sacrifice, and then Beast Gohan, Piccolo's back, Bakugo Senpo. Yeah, I could see.
Yeah, I can see the scratching. Wait, how many? We're in August, September, October,
November. And at that
that's
point,
only like
maybe they just take December off at that point, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll see you in the new year, bitch. Good luck. We're done with Sandland now. We can get back to this junk ass anime that you fucking all love, you bunch of dweebs."
I feel like what they're gonna do is they'll make it 2 more chapters. Like, they'll have the next chapters, like the whole big part of it, the end of Gamma 2. Pick like I think what was it? One of the other chapters had like another like 10 pages to it, so I feel like they'll extend it a little bit. Have Gamma 2 sacrifice in it, and then have Piccolo. It's probably stretched a little tighter, but have Piccolo get killed at the end with Gohan seeing that, and then starting the next chapter with that, finishing there, and then leading into the next one is my hope. With then probably ending the year.
Which they could do, because they like the page count on each chapter has been kind of different, because this one was like 40 something pages. So I mean, if the next one is still about the same amount, I mean, that's pretty decent.
I feel like they're all pretty much in that vicinity of like 45-ish pages, I think. I could be wrong, but I feel like they are.
Oh, if they are, I mean, I feel like 2 months, 3 months, we should be good.
Yeah.
I don't know why that felt like that was more pages to me this month. If it's
yeah,
you know why? Because there was a good, decent chunk of action stuff in there, but there is a lot of dialogue in this one, like more so than the last few chapters. The last few chapters, like we talked about it last month, whatever, chapters 94 and 95, it's like they cover 12 minutes of the film, whatever it is combined, because those chapters are entirely just action pages and fighting and punching and punching. And oh my God, it's Dragon Ball Z. Fucking annoying. I don't know. We'll have a new arc, I guess, in the new year, 2024. Who knows if I'll be alive, but
I'll take over Super Dope for you.
You don't want to take over this ship.
I didn't say I wanted to. I just said I would.
Oh, wow. All right.
What a fucking sacrifice you're making, Hayden. Thank you for that.
I'll take over everything from here on out. I'm going to do the outro today, Kyle, for you, just so you know. But
I mean, I think about how we redo Super Dope all the time.
You know what? I'm gonna take over this episode. You know,
I'll go for
a page out of my podcast. Basically, gonna ask you guys to basically rate the manga chapter and give us a favorite moment, something you liked. It just one moment out of the whole manga chapter that you was like, okay, I fucked with this.
All right, scale of 1 to 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best, and favorite moment. All right, I got my moment.
Go ahead, Hayden. I'm gonna let you go first.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because I like the comedy parts. Okay. My overall, I want to say probably favorite one was the emergence of Cellmax, just because the sheer horror that it was drawn in makes it so much more than it was. Like, the movie had it intimidating, and then that one little panel had it like fear-inducing, and I really love that. I think that's probably my favorite part.
I like that, Hayden. I liked that too. Go ahead, Kyle.
I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10 for this, but I predicate that with every chapter leading up to this one for the most part, and the movie retelling has been like a fucking 2 or a 3 at best. I like that they did a couple of different things in this chapter and they moved it along a little bit fucking more, and I don't know, just did some cool, funny little extra flourishes that were fun. Favorite moment though, Blind Gohan. Hearing his fucking brother Goten's voice and looking so visibly blind and annoyed by it. I'm into that. That's funny as fuck.
All right. my turn. I'm gonna have to go with the same, probably about a 6 out of 10. I liked it. The feel of this chapter, I feel like it was a good read. It was kind of entertaining. My favorite moment will actually kind of be towards the end of the chapter because it just sticks out to my head even right now. Is Pan like clapping and so excited just to see Gohan and Trunks in their little suits. It's just showing that superheroes is a kid thing.
I mean, I'm 34. I fucking love superheroes. They're sick as fuck.
But I mean, everybody else is like, what the fuck? I don't even know if Gohan can even see him. So like I don't know. That's probably why he's so puzzled.
I have a question for you. I don't know if you picked up on this. At the beginning of the chapter, whenever Piccolo had first transformed, what does he have a God key? Do you know, or do you happen to know? Because they weren't.
Right.
It seemed like they weren't able to sense.
I wasn't even going to touch this today because I don't think this is a God key thing. It could be. Okay. It very easily could be, and
they should still have been able to see Trunks though.
There are people out there, and by people I mean Dragon Ball exclusives. You fucking piece of shit. I hope you find your way into traffic fucking sooner rather than later. He definitely put it out there pretty heavy this week. Oh boy, is it God key? And it's like, dog, you're going off spoilers, like fan translations. You can barely fucking speak English yourself. Why don't you shut the fuck up and sit this one out? But he put it out there. And I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. I'm going to wait until I fucking read it. And I heard that my boy, Danny Geekdom, also talked about this a little bit. And the only reason I know that is because like Dragon Ball Exclusives made some comments about fat YouTuber says blah, blah, blah. Like whatever the fuck he says. Most annoying fucking person in the goddamn world. I didn't take that as Piccolo maybe has untraceable God keys like Goku and Vegeta does. I took it more as the boys are like so out of practice and so unserious and so disconnected from Piccolo. And you get a little bit of a follow-up later when Piccolo sees the boys. He's like, holy shit, those are who? Oh my God, they've shot up like weeds. And it's like, yeah, you haven't seen them in forever. So I think it kind of lends itself to the idea that the boys are just like out of practice, aren't familiar with Piccolo's fucking key or power or whatever these days because it's been like 10 years since they've hung out with him. And, they're just not, they figured it out, I guess. Like, they got there. Well, no, Krillin did it for him, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's a God key thing, personally. I could be wrong. I don't think it is.
Or just Shenron key, and he's not technically God status. Does he have key?
I think it's just a whole sensing key thing. They probably really haven't learned it that good. I didn't really pick up on that until you just said that, Hayden, but I guess that could be it, too. But that's interesting.
What, you didn't see Dragon Ball Exclusives really funny posts this week that feature the word "the fuck" prominently?
No, I don't look at anybody else's Dragon Ball content but yours. Super dope.
Oh, same. Wow. Same.
Wow. I make no content, so I know that's a lie.
I mean, that's how I like it. I don't like people like trying to persuade my opinion about Dragon Ball. I fucks with Dragon Ball, and you keeps it where I need to be.
We like the haphazard uploading for our weekly, monthly Dragon Ball stuff.
Is that for your show? Is that what you're talking about? Or my show?
Your show.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going back to my show, Kyle. Leave me alone.
What do you mean? Have you guys been making episodes? I don't know.
No, I haven't. Like, we haven't uploaded since May. I finally got an episode uploaded last week.
Jesus Christ! And I'm over here fucking sobbing about how inconsistent I am, dude. It's making me fucking feel bad.
I thought you were making fun of me. I thought you were making fun of me
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you do.
I keep my two episodes a month going out since the year. I have no problem. The only thing I just don't tell you when they coming out. They can come out in the beginning of the month. They can come out at the end of the month. You know what it is?
So long as there's two. So that's chapter 96. And we
got a recording coming up soon too to finish off the second part of the tournament.
Yeah, next Sunday. So me and Raysean, I don't know when you're gonna air that episode, Ray, but
this weekend.
Cool. So this coming Friday, probably, I imagine you're gonna drop it. Me and Raysean on his show did a review of the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai from the OG Dragon Ball. It's one of my favorite arcs in all of Dragon Ball. It holds a very special place in my heart. Me and Ray did that one a couple weeks ago, so that'll be out this week, so go check it out. But then we're going to do the 22nd Budokai and all the Tien Shinhan shit, so that'll be cool as well. Do you guys want to... Me and Raysean have kind of talked about it a couple times over the last few weeks. But Hayden, I'll throw this one to you just in case you have anything you want to sound off on about it.
Gear 5. Yeah, you have any feelings?
Okay, honestly, I have mixed things just because I've seen a lot of people trying to hate on it more than it needs to be, but then I've seen people hyping it up. I really like it. Like some of the scenes they have with it are really cool. I feel like it should have been done a little
Raysean, are you rapping yourself?
No, I'm trying to do the little beat that he do. Like I actually like it. Like I fucks with the whole
Gear 5 has
I hate the pacing of the episodes. I'm like, I wish they would focus more on the fighting, but I like the whole transformation.
As not a One Piece fan, I say as I look at my little Luffy figure, I really like how they did Gear 5.
It's pretty cool. Oh, I got a question. Does it give you Monkey King vibes?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
You asked me that the other day, right? We talked about it on another show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't give me those vibes, but I could see how it would for other people, I guess. Hayden, did it give you those vibes?
Like the Sun Wukong kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw more of the mask.
Wow. Okay. Who the fuck said mask when we talked the other day? No,
that's interesting.
All right. So that's the other thing, boys. I'm starting a new Thursday live stream show on YouTube with my buddy Jackson from the Young Turks and Politics and Paper and all that. And we talked about this exactly on our stream the other night on Thursday night. And he too said I was like, that's some Bugs Bunny shit. And he's like, it reminded me of the mask.
Yeah. Like it's a
so
whole
funny.
The Toon Force, Bugs Bunny, all that. Like I was just imagining, but that's the immediate thought was the mask because of his just laughing at everything, running stupid stuff more than Bugs. So yeah, he's
cool. I'm gonna link the episode that me and Jackson did the other night. I think it's just gonna be a video YouTube show for now. We might put it out in the podcast form maybe, but for now it's just live stream video. I'll link the thing in the show notes. We're gonna be doing those on Thursday nights at 8:00 Eastern. But the reason I wanted to bring it up, I had a voicemail the other day. I'm not going to play the voicemail. Who's the voicemail from? Anybody got a guess? Raysean?
Danny.
Who the fuck is Danny Geekdom? You think he's calling me up and leaving me voicemails? Because he ain't.
I know it's not the voice actor that did One Piece, so I don't know.
Hey, you know who did hit my DMs the other day? Ryan Drummond, the OG Vegeta. I got to get back in touch with that dude. He's going to be on the show. Hopefully at some point next month.
Looks like I'm gonna be on another episode of Dragon Ball Super Dope, guys. Oh my god!
What do you want to be on that one too? You can be if you want.
I thought that was my invite. All right, I guess.
All right, you're in. Cool, you're in. Fuck, dude, I forgot how I got here. Okay, so I got a voicemail from our best friend Victor O'Roman, and I say this with genuine love. I love Victor. He's a great fucking kid. I'm not gonna play his voicemail though, because one, he was bombed and obnoxious, and he was really fucking upset about this Gear 5 shit. He's also using the Facebook group a little bit to like try to talk shit on Luffy, which I don't really give a shit about, honestly. But when you do the Dragon Ball exclusives memes in order to further the conversation, I'm like, yo, now you're making me mad because you know I fucking hate that kid. Like I talk about it all the time. I just want him to find his way under a fucking car tire so goddamn badly. But I'm not that lucky. Somebody's like honking horns outside. I don't know what's happening. All right. Sorry I got distracted. ADHD brain. I'm not going to play Victor's voicemail. He's very upset about this Gear 5 Luffy shit. And I can kind of relate a little bit, except I don't seem to be taking it nearly as personally because it's a fucking cartoon and I'm like 35. So who gives a shit? This is the thing that was annoying, I think, for Victor, for me, for a lot of Dragon Ball fans. Was that the One Piece fans, especially people who know the manga, they were excited for this, rightfully so. You should be jacked up for the next big transformation in the series that you know is coming. I'm glad that you all are eating well. However, so many of these motherfuckers went out of their way to be like, it's going to be more iconic than the original Super Saiyan transformation. And it's like, first of all, no, it isn't. Second of all, how could you even know that? Do you have a time machine that allows you to see 35 fucking years into the future? And are people making Gear 5 references as openly and as commonly accepted as we do as Super Saiyan references? Like, the term Super Saiyan is known not just in anime by every single anime fan, it's also known by non-anime fans here in America, which I think is probably other parts of the world as well. Let's be real. Super Saiyan is an iconic term for the idea of like powering up, going all out, going beyond your limits or whatever. Please don't try to tell me that this transformation that you've yet to see animated is going to break the internet and be better than Super Saiyan, because you're talking out of your goddamn asshole. Oh, and by the way, now that I've seen it, you're fucking wrong. I get why people were annoyed by it. So this is what I'll say. I had to see what the hype was all about. This is a person I've seen less than fucking 20 One Piece episodes, less than 20. I've watched a few. I got it. I've watched some with my nieces at times. It's whatever. It's not for me. I get why people like it. Way too much of a fucking commitment. I'm all set. But I watched this scene and I was like, all right, that's cool. Okay, what was Gear 4 like? Oh, big muscle man type shit. Okay. So Gear 5, is it bigger muscle man in the common fashion with, shonen anime tropes? No, it's not. It's some goofy ass Bugs Bunny shit. They literally lifted the goddamn sound effects from fucking Looney Tunes from the year 1948 and they popped them into that One Piece episode the other day. He becomes the embodiment of the rubber cartoon fucking guy who cannot be hurt. And you know what? That's cool. I liked it from the perspective of it went out of its way to subvert the expectation, buck the fucking trend, and do its own unique thing. Cool. Good for you guys. That takes balls when you know that it's such a formulaic writing approach in what this medium is. It was cool to see. Is it, again, iconic like the original Super Saiyan? No, it's not. And it's fucking honestly delusional for anybody to have suggested that in the first place. I get that it's 170. I get that it's 1,070 fucking episodes or whatever. And that you would basically have like an internalized version of like Stockholm syndrome. And you're like, I've been here for over 1,000 episodes. It has to be the best. Otherwise, why would I have stayed here over 1,000 episodes? I don't know. Maybe you're mentally fucking ill. That kind of tracks with the behavior of the kind of person who would go out of their way to say that this Gear 5 bullshit is going to be on par with fucking the original SSJ. Get the fuck out of my face. Victor, I've got your back, but damn, you sounded like a drunk fucking idiot the other night. That's it. Okay, I'm done. That's all I wanted to say. That's it.
I'm going to add one thing. We add some fuel to the fire for the One Piece fans out there.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Kyle. You can cut this out afterwards. But Luffy, whenever he powered up to Gear 5 again, he went Super Saiyan in order to transform into Gear 5. So that's how iconic it actually is. It had the whole powering up sound effect from Dragon Ball Z with the yellow aura as he went back into Gear 5. So yeah,
it's almost like what's his name, Ichiro Oda, right? It's almost, or is it? I don't know what his first name is. Oda. Yeah, it's almost like he like really liked Dragon Ball a bunch. It was super inspired by it, and no. I don't want to say rip things off from it because that's not it, but was inspired by it and took inspiration from it. And like you just said, dude, very clear as day, he does the fucking power up to go back to his form, and it's like, would this happen if the other thing hadn't happened? If it was in reverse, if Gear 5 Luffy came out in 1991 or whatever it was, I don't even know when the anime came out, but let's say it was then, would we be talking about it here in 2023? I don't think we would. And if we were, it would not be commonly referred to by fucking a bunch of normie non-weebs out there as Gear 5. It's so fucking stupid for people to have seriously suggested that and continue to try to make some kind of argument, conversation about it. It's like, you are objectively, is it objective or subjective? I confuse.
Everyone's allowed their own wrong opinion.
Yeah, whatever it is, you're fucking wrong. It's crazy. Seriously, it's a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. I don't know, like you're coping for how much time you've put into this thing, and you need it to be the best, because if it isn't the best, then what the fuck have you spent all this time for? Don't come at me with that Super Saiyan. What fucking episode of Dragon Ball Z is that? Like, I don't know, mid-90s maybe, early hundreds. You needed 1,070 plus episodes to get to your fucking quote unquote Super Saiyajin moment. Hey, again, I'm happy One Piece fans are very happy and they're eating well, but keep that shit the fuck out of your mouth, because you were goddamn delusional to ever think that. God damn, dude.
Right. I feel like you got your point across.
No, now that you just said that, Raysean, I want to go on about it for another 10 fucking minutes.
All right.
I hate the coloration of Gear 5th. There, I said it.
Yeah, it's kind of like silver-ish, white hair. That's weird.
He's a cartoon character that's not painted yet.
It's
I
like
feel
Bugs
like-
Bunny.
I don't know if you guys have like read the whole story or even followed the whole story of One Piece, but I feel like
No.
y'all opinions would be a little different if y'all did. But
All right,
as
why
it's
don't
not,
Why don't you talk about it on the? Why don't you, defend the other side then? Go ahead, make me wrong.
it's not my job to do that. I don't. All I'm gonna say within that whole episode we see, it's like we are shown his fruit to be one thing, but it turns out it's this whole different thing than what it was supposed to be. Like it's actually a very big moment in One Piece
Because it subverted the expectations of not becoming a big, stronger muscle man. That's literally the
it's
first
because
thing I said.
everybody thought his devil fruit was all about just rubber, and then it turns out this is a whole fruit that the whole government has been trying to keep the whole history of it like a band, no one knowing. So now this is actually not the rubber fruit, this is the Nika fruit. You become the sun god. It actually changes the whole form of the fruit because people thought this was just a I'm not gonna go into all that, but
Dude,
we can, Raysean.
Make the point, dude. Make the point. If it's good, explain to me how it's good.
I think it's good how they did it in One Piece, especially if you follow the story. You have to see it like the whole expectation of
I need
this
to
just being
invest
whole rubber.
1,070 episodes to be able to appreciate it, which is definitely indicative of great storytelling. Yeah, I get
It
it.
only takes 1,000 episodes to get good. It only takes 1,000.
It's not 1,000. It's like you gotta
It's
read
like
it.
650 if you cut out all the filler that they've been pumping out since 1999. I get it.
I mean, it feel like this would how Dragon Ball would be if Toriyama could keep the story going on and had everything plotted out. I mean, this is how every anime would be at if you think he's just able to actually do it.
I'm sorry, dude. If you need, how many chapters of One Piece are there? I'm sure it's an amazing fucking story. Let me start there. Let me start there. I'm sure it's an amazing story. How many chapters in the manga are there? Hayden, pull that shit up for me. Pull that shit up, University.
This probably what 1,071 or something. Probably more than that.
They're over. This is 106 Tankobon. What is that?
Tankobon are like volumes of manga, like 10 to fucking 15 chapters at a time.
Okay, it says 106.
106 Tankobons.
Yeah, let's manga chapters. Yeah, it's just saying 1,000, but that's not right. I know they're past 1,000.
All right, I'm gonna do the thing then and pull up my Shonen Jump app and see what the latest chapter is. Let's see. One Piece. I hate that we have to do this. Y'all fucking brought it to me. 1,090 chapters.
Okay, almost 1,100. Okay.
While I do understand that it is a business and it is a lucrative business and that you want to keep these IPs running for a long time, the idea that like the dude sat down and plotted all the fucking things out on the first day, sure, maybe he did. If he did, what the fuck's taking him so long? Why does it have to be over 1,000 fucking chapters? I don't have the interest to do the legwork to appreciate the moment. I saw it. I thought it looked cool. I thought it was a very cool subversion of expectations for common shonen tropes. I'm happy y'all are happy. But Jesus fucking Christ, dude, it's delusional to say what you've said about it's better than the original Super Saiyan transformation. No, it's not. It's not even better than Ultra Instinct. Let's be real.
Oh, that's I've been seeing a lot more of that versus like not the Super Saiyan thing, because after the episode came out, I stopped hearing it's more iconic than Super Saiyan. It's been, how does this compare to Ultra Instinct the first time? And everyone's like, oh, Gear 5th absolutely takes it. Then you compare it to Ultra Instinct. Goku broke the internet like 3 times within a year because of Ultra Instinct. And I don't know if Gear 5 did. I heard some things where One Piece fans fake their internet breaking to make it seem like sites crashed. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it's true or not.
People would literally put it on and then unplug their like modem or something and then get the error screen on it and be like, oh no, it broke the internet. It's so popular. I definitely read about that shit too.
UI was done a lot better. But as someone who has gone through the One Piece thing of it, it was built up very well, but the anime of it was done. At least Yeah, anime. It's my country accent coming out. Sorry, I've had a long day of this.
Anime and a dog.
The Southern days, but whenever Luffy went into Gear 5 and the thing of it, I wasn't a big fan of it. I liked the idea of Gear 5, built up cool. The Nika fruit was great. It did change the whole thing. People were theorizing it when super dope. Luffy was fighting Katakuri of how Gear 5 would be. It's going to be his awakening. And whenever it really started going into it, there was going to be more of it. It got super exciting. It's the anime itself, especially because I think Raysean had even said the fight, it was a lot less fighting and a lot more less fight. If it was more fight, it would have done a whole lot better, in my opinion. But as opposed to they're dragging the fight out a lot longer than they need to. And that's kind of taking away, at least my opinion, the hype of Gear 5.
Yeah, that's all I'll add on to it. Actually,
how you feeling, Raysean?
I am.
Can I tell the people what's happening? Can I tell the people what's happening?
I don't care.
Raysean had a mushroom. Yeah, Raysean had a mushroom chocolate bar around like 5:30, and he's like, I should be fine. I'm like, all right, cool, man, let's do this. And then we hopped on. He's like, I'm tired, man.
I mean, I've been trying to stay focused to the conversation of what y'all talking about and add on. Sometimes I just probably said something random, like, because I really forgot what y'all were even saying.
That's interesting. That's all you need to say. That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad I got the fucking yayas out because, yeah, I'm not wrong. The way I said things with my voice just now, that's how you know I'm not wrong.
Yeah. If you say it with the voice, it's 100% correct.
No. It's not with the voice. It's how you say it with the voice.
No.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I may as well fucking be on some mushroom bars myself right now. I'd probably chill out a little bit. Fucking stop hating on all this stupid anime bullshit. What the fuck's wrong with me? Ugh. All right. Well, if you got to the end of this podcast, good for you. I don't know how you did it, but congratulations. Write me a letter about how you got to the end, and I'll give you a prize. I don't know what the prize is yet. It's probably not a dookie in a bag mailed to your house. Probably not that. Maybe it's a Dragon Ball card. Maybe it's a sticker. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. All right, Hayden, how's your show doing? Plug your stuff. What are you up to?
All right. I've got my Dokkan Wen finally came back after hiatus. I finally got all my stuff finalized, so we're coming back on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube at KH Hauser. And Games and Gamers has been going pretty good too. My other little gaming podcast
That's right, man. I totally spaced that you started that. How's it going?
It's going slowly, but it's going. Right now we're getting to we're still in the early phases of it, but we're getting a lot more traction right now at the earliest phases than like Dokkan Wen was. And right now, for any Dragon Ball fans out there, we have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot coming up as our next review. If you want to go hear that.
That's right. The 23rd Budokai DLC just dropped a couple days ago.
Main game, because my partner is poor. I can't afford the DLC.
Jesus, just fucking put him on blast, why don't you?
Oh, he puts it. he does it in the show too.
Oh,
it's a running joke. I have money. I buy him games. This is our symbiotic relationship.
Sounds like he's your boyfriend.
No. God, no.
All right, cool, man. Geeks and Gamers?
Games and it's right now it's only on YouTube. You have to look up Games and Gamers podcasts. Otherwise,
Games and Gamers podcast. Got it. Yep. Well, whenever you want to do some old school fucking Dragon Ball games that I own, well, let me know.
Kyle, I may or may not somewhere in this house have a Game Boy Advance version of Legacy of Goku that I've just forgotten to send to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that the last time we were on.
Yeah, I may or may not have that sitting downstairs on my island. I don't
have a Game Boy Advance though. You're right. I would still appreciate it. I'd find a Game Boy Advance just to fucking play it. Raysean, what's going on in your world, dude?
Nothing big. I mean, we got a few episodes coming out with you talking about the original
21st.
Dragon Ball tournaments. Yeah. We're gonna go through all three of those, and we're also gonna be talking about Bleach. We also started a TikTok, so if you guys are on TikTok, please We need to get some more following and likes and stuff. Especially if you guys want to hear about Bleach and stuff. I know that's like, other anime other than Dragon Ball, but yeah.
Hey, first of all, I'm the guy who doesn't watch anime other than Dragon Ball. My listeners are cultured fucking people. They watch all the anime and then give me a hard time about how I don't do their favorite anime because I'm just too caught up in Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
So don't you talk to my people like that.
I apologize.
They accept. I accept on their behalf. Cool, man. We'll go check out our Gap. Go follow them on TikTok. We're still doing Advice Pods every Friday. Those are dropping. I got the new show, live show with Jackson. We're doing on Thursday nights. Make sure you check that out this Thursday, 8 p.m. Just talking about general nerd stuff. Like last week, we talked about why Marvel shit in the bed. Talked about Ahsoka coming out. Did some nerd news headlines. And we had a good time. I don't know what the show is going to grow to be or whatever, but it's cool having, 20, 40 people in the chat talking shit with us about nerd stuff. So go check that out. There is a link to last week's episode in the show notes for this. And yeah, this was fun. It's like revisiting your friend's dead body once a month because they released a fucking new manga chapter that you already saw in the movie last year. So, the Super Dope feed lives on, even though it feels like my friend's dead body that I visit once a month after they drop a new manga chapter. All right, that was weird. Anyway, Super Dope. Thank you, boys. Stay tuned
for the brand new next chapter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I said I'd get the exit for you, Kyle.
Damn, I forgot. Fuck this all up. Super Dope.